Hey everybody, it's Miss C with video number 3 of our how to embroider videos. We are going to be doing the running stitch in this video. The running stitch is your most basic stitch. It is a type of utility stitch, but we mostly use it for decoration in embroidery, for like little dotted lines, and that's all that it is a dotted line. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your mounted fabric and your needle with your thread and your little knot on the end. And you're going to start by coming up from the back of the fabric. Now, if you want to be like really professional, what you can do is you can just point your needle against the back of the fabric and pull it around, and you can see there's a little bump where my needle is, and I can use that to guide where my thread needs to come up right there on that dot. If you cannot do that, then hopefully you've used something like Sharpie to mark out where all your stitches go, because then you can sometimes see it on the back, like that's where that needs to be. But if you're working on your actual projects, that's usually not going to be the case. So get used to finding it with a pointer of some kind from the back. Again, drum tightness helps. So I'm going to pull up from the back. Always start from the back until you feel that light resistance of that knot, not that needle, of that knot. It should just about touch there. If your knot is not very large, if you tug really hard, it might still flop through the front of your fabric. If it does, then you need to try and tie that knot a little tighter and try a little less tugging. You're not trying to yank this out. You just need it to be like, hey, I'm here. I'm already at the back, and then you're done. Now, we've come up on 1. We're going to go down on 2. And again, I'm going to pull through, and note that once I get it about this far through, I'm pinching at that eye of the needle so that my thread doesn't come out. So I'm going to keep pulling until it starts and lays nice and flat. Now, I'm going to lock my thread in place. To lock your thread in place, see how far you can zoom in here because you need it. What you're going to do is you're going to pull back your knot just a little bit so that there's a little bit of space right here. And you're going to put your needle through the middle of this thread. And then you're going to pull. This does not happen on every single stitch. It will only happen on the first stitch. And the reason you do this is because this will lock the thread in place so that the knot cannot come through to the front, no matter how much you tug. I could come over here and I could tug on this now. And while it might loosen a little bit from this side of the thread, it's not going to come out because of that knot. All right, now I can continue on with my actual pattern. And the pattern for a running stitch is just in, out, in, out. We've come and done 1 out and 1 in. So our next stitch should be an out. So on 3, we're going to come up from the back, pull until we feel it tight. And if you are new, I would suggest double checking and making sure you don't have any thread snarl barrels back there. And then down on 4. So we went up on 3, down on 4. We're going to do up on 5 and down on 6. Like so. Again, I only did that knotting, that lock on the first stitch. These are not. And then we continue the pattern. Up, down, up on 7, down on 8, up on 9, down on 10. Again, pinching here so I don't lose my thread, like so. Now, if I had one more dot here, I would need a pair because I always want to end by going down. So I already am ending with down on 10, which is good because now, just like I had to lock the thread over here, I need to knot my thread on the back. To knot your thread on the back, what you're going to do is you're going to find any nearby stitch. It really doesn't matter if it's from the thread you're working from or not, as long as it's close by. And you're going to take your needle and you're going to slide under that guy like you're playing limbo. Slide under. And you're going to pull until you have just a little bit of this guy left. Just a smidge. So he's got a little rainbow going on. And you're going to go through that little rainbow. And then you're going to pull it tight. Once it's tied, there is a single knot, but one knot is not enough. So we're going to do it again. We're going to slide under like we're playing limbo. We're going to pull until there's just this little loop left, and then we're going to go through that loop. And oop. That's going to happen more than once to you. It always happens to me. We're going to pull that. And once we've got that done up twice, you're free to trim this short, like so. If you do not remember to trim that, or if there is a really long tail here that you don't trim, I promise you that any excess thread you have on the back of your little sampler or on any part of your embroidery will tangle with future threads. Warning you in advance, don't say I didn't warn you. All right, that is the running stitch.